like in 14's case, I think it's just going to happen anyway. And then essentially the real content of Final Fantasy XIV kicks off online, where it's drama gate. There's a chair. There's a this. Whatever, like whatever's the hot button topic at the moment.
So and I hope that they go back and tie it to, completing all the raid sets from an expansion gives you a plot from that expansion's iconic spot, or and I can always write, and it won't be that. But like, if we're just writing blank checks in what would be cool, I would love for them to give people a reason to go back and finish things, give people a reason to dive back in old content. And more importantly than that, make a clear and reasonable thing into, yes, we don't have that now, but here's what we're going to introduce every expansion moving forward. And this is something that, like 14, if they had just made hats eligible to wear by bunnies and lions from that expansion forward, I think we wouldn't be as frustrated about the past. The fact that new things can still be released to the game and still can't be worn by a bunny or a cat is insane. And so that's
it's not insane if you understand like the tech debt, and that's always going to make me laugh when Yoshi P talks about not having it. That's why the dual channel die system was so, like, for me, massive. While I was like, I don't care about dies, this is huge news. Actually, this is actually massive news, because it really means that a fundamental issue, it has been reworked, their memory management and all of that. And that's just the engineer, the software guy in me, who can't separate that. So it's like, like it becomes this challenge where I'm like, oh, there's a real problem brewing, and it's a real expensive one, and it's not a sexy one. It's like when you get tires for your car, no one's like, guys, I just dropped an insane amount of money for tires. Like, you need tires. It's a safety issue. You can't drive without them. However, they're an expense. Then it isn't a fun expense. And that's exactly some of the situation that Final Fantasy XIV has discovered that itself's in. Now, Black and White Duo asks this question. I want to get to some of the real positive things I think about what was announced. I watched Cole's video on the summary, and I have to say, I was so thrilled about what they announced for these expansive zones. That is something that I'm like, I really love about the game. And the only negative or, point against it is that every time I play in those zones, I go, why isn't the whole game like this? Right. And the thing they're introducing is the evolution of obviously the lost actions, and it's phantom jobs, which is the only way I can understand it. And I look at all the information. It's like, that's kind of like the sub job system that I proposed, 8 years ago, where you're going to have, you can pick and choose out of a handful of this, and it's going to have these kind of effects. I love that. I love that so much. And I cannot wait to personally sit down and actually play that content.